Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the Indian section, I welcome you all to today's study class. Before beginning, let us all join together in the universal invocation. O hidden light, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May all who feel themselves as one with thee know that they are therefore one with every other. So very briefly, before beginning, let us quickly introduce the speaker today. Pradip Mahapatra ji doesn't need an introduction, but maybe a few things about him that you may not know. One of the things that I came to learn just today is that he received the first Radha Bernier Award in 2020-21 for his work in the TS. All of you know most of the things about him. He joined the TS as a youngster in 1974, Siddhartha Lodge at Bhubaneswar, and he has worked in various capacities in the TS. So without any further delay, I welcome Pradip ji for today's talk on Mahatma letter number 126.
Thank you very much, Vimalji. This is one of the important letter those who are pursuing in the path of occultism. So Mahatma given a lot of information how to pursue in the spiritual path, and a recent publication of one of book known as Reflection on an Ageless Wisdom by former Vice President of Theosophical Society, uh, Joy Mills. She referred this letter is one of the best letter for the members who are interested to pursue in their spiritual journey. She mentioned in her commentary in that book, this letter 126, we find the clearest, succinct, and powerful statement concerning all that is needed for treading the spiritual path. This is a statement to be read and reread, meditated upon, and certainly taken to heart. So, in that commentary of the book she written, she has given a lot of strength to the statements which was written by our inner founder, Master K.H. to AP Sinnet. The wordings Mahatma K.H. given in this letter is somehow other different from other letters. It is a very forthright, strong, and clear-cut instruction which usually given by Master M. But here in this case, Master K.H., who tried his best to raise the inner intuition of Brother A.P. Sinnet. So, in that way, this letter is more important for the members of Theosophical Society, particularly those who are interested in the spiritual path, spiritual journey, at least in this life. So, there is another book relating to Reader's Guide to Mahatma Letters to A.P. Sinnet by George Linton and Virginia Hanson. So, in that letter, both have worked earlier in the Adair TS campus for long years. Both of them mentioned this cage script in blue pencil, kindly say blue pencil on a scrap of heavy smooth paper, about 4-inch and 10-inch folded. What is the circumstances why this letter was written? AP Sinnet was in London. If the date was correct, H.P. Blavatsky was in southern France at that time, and having come over with Henry Steele Alcott and Messe. However, the text of the letter itself indicates that the date of script may have been during July or August 1894. 1884. While HP was staying with the Arundels rather than in April. This is a personal note of encouragement to AP Sinnet. But here, this particular letter consisting of 5 sheets, first 3 sheets of which are smooth white note paper, last 2 sheets of different kinds. The script is in blue ink, in small letters. There are runs and smears in places in the whole letters. If we want find the original letter in the London Museum, the whole letters, there are runs and smears in places, giving impression that the letter was written by hand. By hand means Master Cage himself written these letters in his own hand. The enclosing envelope is attached and is addressed Mr. A.P. Sinnet in an unknown script. Unknown script. This is the most interesting thing which these letters contains. There are many sentences pregnant with wisdom for us to read, reread, and meditate upon and practice in daily life. Unless we practice the wisdom or the materials given here to reflect in our daily life, converting into wisdom from theory to make it practice and make it as a nature of ours, then it is futile exercise. So I am prepared slides for your study, because most of the members, they don't have a book. If they have book, then I have given to them the slides so that they can go through that. So the letters consisting today, I will complete the first part, consisting of 17 slides. And each slide is the materials I have collected for the presentation. So the brethren who are with me, kindly read it slowly, study it. Then we can have a little pause. Then I will explain what are that. So let us start with a little presentation. Yes, this is the chronological letter number 126 as per the Vic edition, and as per the Barker edition, Mahatma letter number 62. This letter 126, as I explained to you, contains a clearest, most succinct and powerful statement concerning all that is needed for the treading the spiritual path. So we'll go to the next slide. Here, Mahatma mentioned to AP Sinnet, my poor blind friend. you are entirely unfit for practical occultism. Its laws are immutable and no one can go back on an order once given. She can send on no letters to me, and the letter ought to have been given to Mohini. However, I have read it and I am determined to make one more effort, the last that I am permitted, to open your inner intuition. So this slide contains three important points. Let me explain. My poor blind friend, you are entirely unfit for practical occultism. Master Cage addressed this letter to A.P. Sinnet, addressing one of his uh, lay chela, means chela or a person in probation, to whom he sent letters through H.P. Blavatsky. And this letter, interestingly, Mahatma wrote in his own hand and sent to him. So he addressed my poor blind friend. Why blind? Because the humanity, because the person, even if he is very much, his eyesight is clear, but he is blind in the spiritual progress. He is not able to know what is good or bad, and he is not following the spiritual path, even if there is clear-cut direction to do that. So Mahatma mentioned that my poor blind friend. Blind not does not mean the blind, his eyes are not there, but his he is not uh, clear what to do. Means his insight is not clear. So then Mahatma mentioned, you are entirely unfit for practical occultism. You know, there are a member can be a good theosophist by following the ideals given in our books or any scriptures or in a books or any ideals mentioned in other scriptures. You can be a very good person. Mahatma mentioned repeatedly that is not sufficient. That means you are not fit to become a chela. So it requires practical occultism, means deep spiritual practices which the Western people, particularly the AP Senate, are not ready to follow. That is the reason even Swami Subbarao, he refused to train this two gentlemen because they are not ready to leave their liquor, their meat, and the Western style of living, which is not in synonymous with the this practical occultism or spiritual path, which the particular the Indians Hindus are following in their journey. Then what is that? Again, the second point Mahatma mentioned, the practical occultism, laws are immutable. There is no question of changing. You can amend the mundane world laws. Government can amend by constitution law, but the practical, the occult law, one cannot change. Even Mahatma having so much power with them, they cannot change these laws. The practical occult law. The laws are immutable. It cannot be mutated. One can go back, no one can go back on an order once given. So here in this case, in this point, in this matter, Sinnet was given certain direction, but he has not followed it. So Mahatma, no one can go back on an order once given. Then Mahatma mentioned that Blavatsky is no more going to receive the letters. In this third point, she can send no letters to me because of this Colombo incident. So Mahatmas, they have stopped communicating to AP Sinnet through H.P. Blavatsky. And this particular letter, this letter means letter addressed to Mahatma. The letter ought to have given to Mohini Mohan Chatterjee, a disciple of a senior advocate of Calcutta High Court. He was at that time in France, and Mahatma mentioned that letter would have given to Mohini. However, I read it. Mahatma, in his ashram at Himalayas, he read the letter, he read the contents of the letter addressed to him by Sinnet. And I am determined, Mahatma further mentioned, to make one more effort, the last that I am permitted, to open your intuition. So what is your inner intuition? We have many kind of physical ideas, means we are having some intuition of our own mundane intuition. But what is the inner intuition? Which is in our inner level, at the higher level, highest level of mental mind, because that is the inner intuition, that is the always within us, but it is at the uh, germical level. So it is not possible unless we made an effort to raise it. And here Mahatma mentioned that, oh, I am determined to make one more effort, the last that I am permitted. Mahatma further mentioned that I am permitted by the higher ones to make another attempt to raise, to open your inner intuition. That is Mahatma making this clear-cut statement in this slide. So we'll go to the next slide. If my voice, I'm reading it full contents of the slide. If my voice, the voice of one who was ever friendly to you in the human principles of his being, fails to reach you as it has often before, then our separation in the present and for all times to come becomes unavoidable. It pains me for you, whose heart I read so well, every protest and doubt of your purely intellectual nature, of your cold Western reasoning notwithstanding. Here, Mahatma, they have already completed their human journey. They are adept, having all the powers, divine powers under their control. So here Mahatma, uh, as a adept, he read all this within the what is going on within the heart of uh, Epicinet. Every protest of a Senate, doubt of a purely intellectual letter, intellectual is in the lower mind or a lower level of mind. So we have a doubts, we have a protest because of a Western region culture. All these things Mahatma said. It is Mahatma making a number of attempts. So it pains him not like a pain we suffered, pains him because it is uh, this Sinnet, brother Sinnet is not ready to leave this mundane world, means uh, is not in a position because of Western culture. So Mahatma in a first point said, if my voice, the voice of one who has ever friendly to you in the human principle of his being, sorry, fail to reach you as it has often before. And always Sinnet and Hume, they have a doubt, they have a protest. So all these things Mahatma repeatedly told them. Then our separation. So this being one of the last letter written to AP Sinnet, Mahatma mentioned our separation in the present and for all times to come becomes unavoidable. So thereafter, there will be no correspondence between Master Case with a Master Sinnet, with a brother Sinnet. So that is the important point in this slide. So we should be aware of our spiritual work, what we are doing now, and what is to be done. So in order so that we should not have any doubt or protest over the work which was assigned to us in this spiritual journey as a member of Theosophical Society, doing our work as a lodge member, as a federation members, as well as a member of a Theosophical Society, wherever we are. So the third slide says, but Mahatma here mentioned that what is his duty? Duty of the one of our inner founder, duty of the master cage. My first duty is to my master, means Mahatma's own master, my master. And duty, let me tell you, is for us stronger than any friendship or even love. As without this abiding principle, which is the indestructible cement that has held together for so many millenniums, this scattered custodian of nature's grand secrets, our brotherhood, nay, our doctrine itself would have crumbled long ago into an unrecognizable atoms. What is this? This is one of the statement Mahatma mentioned that the brotherhood, the white laws, the Shweta Rushimandali, this occult hierarchy, when human beings are available in the earth planet, they are there, and till the end of human being in this earth planet, this occult brotherhood will be remain. Maybe the teacher, divine teacher, after completing their work, they will go on for further in their progress. New teachers will be there, divine teachers will be there, but this occult brotherhood, this spiritual hierarchy will continue forever, as long as, mean to say, as long as humanity are in this earth planet. So for that, Mahatma mentioned their duty is to masters first. Duty is far stronger than friendship or love, which masters have because of previous birth. Sinnet was somehow or other helped masters, Master Cage in one of his previous incarnation. So Mahatma in this life tried to unfold his consciousness, uh, try to make him a disciple so that he can further progress. And also Mahatma mentioned towards the end that the Western world people be more enlightened by becoming a disciple so that they can be helpful to the humanity as a whole. So that is the duty, is the abiding principle, which is the indestructible cement. Ordinary cement one can destroy by hammers, but this cement, this duty, millenniums, crores and crores, crores and crores, crores and crores. This is not destroyed. The scattered custodians of nature's grand secret. Scattered custodian means there are three places which Catalina mentioned previously in one of her speeches in Mahatma letter, either 120 or 121. She mentioned in one is South America, another is Shambhala in Gobi Desert, another is Himalaya. This sacred custodians means brotherhood have their ashramas. So So the duty to the master means our duty in this present circumstance. What is our duty as a TS member, as a member of our inner group, as a member of laws, as a member of federation, as a member of Indian section? What is our duty? What is our prime duty? To work for the masters, to help the masters in their work, as well as to help the humanity. So this is the important point Mahatma mentioned in this slide. So we'll go to the next slide, slide number 5. Unfortunately, however, great your purely human intellect, your spiritual intuitions are dim and hazy, having been never developed. Hence, whenever you find yourself confronted by an apparent contradiction, by a difficulty, a kind of inconsistency of occult nature, one that is caused by our time-honored laws and regulations of which you know nothing, for your time has not yet come. So in this slide, Mahatma mentioned, uh, of course, in other letters, you may be Roger Bacon, but you may be Aristotle, something he mentioned in other letters, but it has feathers hair effect on us. Here, he mentioned that Sinnet, a very highly intellectual person, editor of Pioneers and also a good writer also. Mahatma helped him write Occult World, then Esoteric Buddhism also. But here Mahatma mentioned the spiritual intuition are dim and hazy. Means the spiritual intention of Sinnet show of most of the humanity, even if we have an intellect, intuition faculty within us, but it is very, very dim and has not been developed, not been developed. So Mahatma mentioned here, we may be Aristotle, we may be very philosophy professor, doctor, engineers, advocates, but we required our spiritual intention to be developed. Developed, that should be our aim. Hence, whenever we find, generally in our case, in this mundane world, even if we are very highly intellectual people, well, we find there are many inconsistency in the spiritual matters, many paradoxes. It confront apparently contradictions. Uh, in fact, it is not contradiction for us as a human intellect. We find this is that, no, this is not, it is wrong, all these things we are coming. So it is inconsistency of occult nature, it is our views. One that caused by our time-honored laws and regulation, but it is this occult laws, even if it is for us, it is a very inconsistent contradiction, but it is for the masters. For the masters, this law, sorry, there is some disturbances. So for the masters, this occult law is, there is all tested, all time honored regulations. There is no question of contradiction in the occult laws for them. For us, because we are highly intellectual, so we have some kind of inconsistency. So we'll go to the next slide, slide number 6. Forthwith, that is relating to coming, uh, sorry, uh, the time-honored laws and regulation of which you know nothing, and for your time has not yet come. So, Senate, Hume, or for us at present generation, TS members, we don't have a we don't have a knowledge of occult knowledge. Means we can read Secret Doctrine, Divine Plan, or Key to Theosophy, all these books theoretically, but unless we convert it into wisdom, we are not aware of anything. But because only theoretical knowledge will not help us. We required wisdom. We required our intuition to be unfolded. So Mahatma mentioned, your time has not yet come. You know nothing. So further he mentioned, forthwith your doubts arose because of our human intellect, because of our intuition is hazy and not developed. So we have a doubts. Your suspicion bored out. Your suspicions bored out. And one finds that they have made mock at your better nature, which is finally crushed down by all these deceptive appearances of outward things. You have not the faith. And you see this slide, how it is pregnant uh, with a wisdom, which we require to follow in our daily life to convert ourselves. The second point said, you have not the faith required to allow your will to arouse itself in defense, contempt against your purely world. Sorry, because of this disturbance is going on. Purely worldly intellect and give you a better understanding of things hidden and laws unknown. Let me this 2 points kindly go through seriously, study it. While I am reading, you study, please. Your doubts are aroused because you are a human intellect. Your suspicions brought out in a flower before it is coming out in a tree or a small plants. The bud will come out fast. So suspicion, because of a doubt, suspicions brought out. And one finds that they have made mock at your better nature. So what is our better nature? Better nature is our intuition, which is buddhi and atmic principles. All these also to our spiritual nature. So this spiritual nature, because of intuition, because of intellect, human intellect, human intellect mock this our better nature. You can see there are many human beings, they will be laughing at your spiritual progress, laughing at your work when you are doing your spiritual progress. When I became serious in the 1992, very senior advocate, he came to Bhubaneswar. At that time, he left a legal profession. So I have taken to my uh, civil court. So many people they mock him because he cannot succeed in his profession. So he preferred this spiritual journey. So this is the way the human intellect people, so-called intellectuals, which was available in throughout the world, they will mock. Here in this case, Mahatma mentioned, they mock your better nature, which is finally crushed down all these deceptive appearance of outward things. This deceptive appearance means the occult laws, occult world, occult work which is going on in the world. These people, they will cross down this deceptive appearance of outward things. Now, if we mark the present scenario in the world, uh, the occult law will say whatever is going on is correct. Whether it is tsunami, whether it is cyclone, or whether it is going on in different parts of the world, because nature has been doing it on their own. But human intellect, so many people crossed by the nature. So it is something there. They are not aware of the deceptive appearance of outward things. Then second point says, you have not the faith required to allow your will to arouse itself in defense and contempt against your purely worldly intellect. Here the main point, Mahatma. told to us. We should have a strong will, which is a principle in the seventh principle of the nature of a human being. Will. We should have a strong will to defense and contempt against our purely worldly intellect. Even if we are a great philosopher, doctor, advocate, engineers, so many things. But we should have a will to pursue the spiritual path, the spiritual journey. So here, your will to arouse itself, your defense and contempt against your purely worldly intellect, and give you a better understanding of things hidden, laws unknown. If you have a will, you have a will to suppress this, the worldly intellect, then you can come forward and know the better knowledge, better wisdom, which is hidden and laws are known. So in that case, you have to have a strong willpower like Animation, or she has a very strong willpower. Dr. Radha Barner, you see the Radha Barner, what she has done for more than 34 years, single-handedly, she has a strong willpower to take the Theosophical Society. So that willpower we require. So that we can purely world intellect will be suppressed, which is available everywhere, and we'll get a better understanding of things hidden and laws unknown. Then further in the letter, this Mahatma, further letter in the slide mentioned, you are unable, I see Mahatma mentioned to AP Sinnet. AP Sinnet or your brethren, AP Sinnet is in that period. Now we are all AP Sinnet, we are all Hume. So project ourselves as a Sinnet, project ourselves as Hume, and follow the Mahatma letter, what he given to Sinnet. What we are doing, that is more important. Now Mahatma mentioned, you are unable, I see, to force your better aspiration. Fed at the stream of a real devotion to the Maya, you have made yourself me, a feeling in you that has always profoundly touched me. Then second point, to lift up head against a cold, spiritually blind region, to allow your heart to pronounce loudly and proclaim that which it is, it has hitherto only been allowed to whisper. Patience and patience. A great design has never been snatched at once. These 2 points also in this slide important, because we are not, Mahatma says, we are not forcing our aspiration. Rather, we are following the Maya of senses. We have 5 senses, Gyanendra, 5 Karmendra. We are always under those Maya. We are real devotion to the Maya. Maya making our masters as if one entity who will help us, who will always help us. So you have made yourself of me, another Maya. Then second point, spiritually, to lift the head against the cold spiritual blind region, to allow your heart to pronounce loudly and proclaim that which it has hitherto been allowed to whisper. So here Mahatma mentioned occult laws you cannot give in to you at once. Like a higher dose of medicine cannot be given to a patient by a doctor. A good doctor, he will give slow medicine, so that higher medicine, either it will cure or it will make you suffer. So Mahatma mentioned quotation, patience and patience. A great design has never been snatched at once. A great design, and you cannot collect a great design at once, but you require it patience and patience. So we'll go to the next slide. Here, you are told, however, that the path of occult science, this statement is a very important statement. Uh, this statement is followed by in collected writing by Dr. By H.P. Blavatsky. But here is the statement which, as a TS member, we should follow. Means those who are sincere in their effort, to pursue the spiritual path, spiritual journey, they must this statement in this slide and subsequent slide, they should get it in by heart. Joy Mills mentioned, get it in by heart. Print it in your heart. She mentioned, taken to your heart. What Mahatma mentioned. You are told, however, that the path of occult science means spiritual science, not religious. Religious people, people will go to temple, have a tilak, flower, on all this ceremony. That is no helpful. Only mental satisfaction. I have done this. I am this homo, yaga, etc., etc. No spiritual development, no unfoldment of your inner faculty. So Mahatma mentioned here, those who are following the occult side has to trodden laboriously, and cross at the danger of life, that every new step in it leading to the final goal is surrounded by pitfalls and cruel thorns. Pitfalls, know, in a roads there are many falls. Pitfalls means you supposed to, in a rainy season you will mark the road is clear, but it is under the water and you will fall down. So that is pitfall. Cruel thorns. Thorns will be very cruel. It will give lot of pains. So those who are following, those who would follow the spiritual path, means occult science, that should be in danger of light. Every new step, every progress towards the final goal, final reaching the crossing the human kingdom, is surrounded by pitfalls and cruel thorns. What is that pitfalls and cruel thorns? That pilgrim who ventures upon it is made fast to confront and conquer the 1,001 furies who keep watch over its adamantine gates and entrance. The occult path, there is a gate which is adamantine gates and entrance. There no one will be entered without conquering this 1,000 furies. Which is 1,000 furies are called doubt, skepticism, skepticism, doubt, doubt sabka masters. So on masters you are doubt, on theosophical society principles object you are doubt. So doubt for everything. Skepticism, disbelieve in something which is given, statement given, we will disbelieve it. Scorn means you are critical, contempt to others. Ridicule, contempt language, behavior. You will satirically comment something. Envy, you are not happy with others' progress, other acquirement. Hmm? Temptation. Temptation is the most dangerous, Mahatma said, especially the latter. And that he would see beyond, had to first destroy this living world, that he must be possessed of a heart and soul clad in steel and of an iron, never failing determination, and yet be meek and gentle, humble, and have shut out from his heart every human passion that leads to evil. Are you all this? Mahatma asking Sinnet, are you all this? Have you ever begun a course of training which would lead to it? No, you know it as I do. So these two slides is important for a student of theosophy, particularly those who are serious student and interested, having interest to take the journey a step further. So these two slides, please kindly take into your heart. So I will conclude because Susma ji is waiting for Hindi translation. So this last slide, which I am going to slide number 8, I am going to complete with this thing because this slide number 8 and slide number 9 help us how to cross this spiritual journey, how to cross the adamantine rock, which is protected by this living thousand and furies, doubt, skepticism, scorn, ridicule, envy, temptation. So, if we want to cross this gate, adamantine gate, and to look beyond, means to cross the gate, we have to destroy this living wall. Living wall is nowhere. Living wall is nowhere except within us. We have a doubt, we have a skepticism, we have a scorn, we have a ridicule. These are the nature. These are the nature which we inherited from our animal life, from a thousand and thousands years back when we are in the animal kingdom. We carries forward those natures with us. So we have to destroy this living world, that he must possess, those who will possess their heart and soul. Heart means intuition, soul means their main seventh principle, Atma, clad in steel. There is a saying in Odia that a steel can be broken, but it cannot bend down. Steel and of her iron, never failing determination in this life, like Annie Besant, like Dr. Radha Banner, how much troubles tested have they have faced in their life. So also present theosophy members will face the same thing in their lives, in their spiritual journey, testing, examination, all these things. So we should have a heart, soul clad in steel and of iron, never failing in determination. Still we have been meek and gentle, humble, have shut out from our heart every human passion that leads to evil. What is the human passion? Same thing which is available in our astral bodies and lower mental bodies. All these bodies Mahatma mentioned while giving teachings to Krishnamurti at the feet of Master. These we have to remove, destroy. Then we can progress. Then Mahatma asks, are you all this? Have you ever begun a course of training which would lead to it? Means Mahatma asking also to us also. Are you begun a course? Are you preparing? No course in Theosophical Society. We have a only study, meditation, service, all these things. Means course means, are you doing it in your life? Are you practicing it in your life? Are you aware of your shortcomings or your this living ones which is within you? Are you aware of it? Uh, no, Mahatma mentioned no. Some he must have mentioned he was, because he is aware of our progress. He is aware of our work, what we are doing in this mundane world. So our attempt, our course, it is like an open book for masters. So Mahatma here said to mention Sinnet, no, you know it as I do. Sinnet knows it, what he is doing. Mahatma said, as I do. So, brethren, now I am closing this slide number 9. Hope next slide, next I will complete, I will try make further in the coming Friday. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you. Yes, now you can.
नमस्कार। धन्यवाद प्रदीप सर। आज मैं क्रोनोलॉजिकल लेटर नंबर 126 का हिंदी अनुवाद प्रस्तुत कर रही हूँ, जो मीनाक्षी जी द्वारा प्रेषित किया गया है। महात्मा केएच एपी सेनेट को संबोधित करते हुए लिखते हैं कि आप कि ए माय पुअर फ्रेंड एंड ब्लाइंड फ्रेंड। यहाँ पुअर का तात्पर्य है जिसमें श्रेष्ठ विचारशीलता नहीं है, और ब्लाइंड का तात्पर्य है जिसमें दूरदृष्टि नहीं है। तो वो लिखते हैं, माय पुअर एंड ब्लाइंड फ्रेंड, आप व्यवहारिक आत्मविद्या के लिए पूरी तरह से अयोग्य हैं। इस विद्या के नियम अपरिवर्तनीय हैं। किसी को भी एक बार आदेश मिलने पर वह उससे पीछे नहीं हट सकता। वह मुझे कोई पत्र नहीं भेज सकती थी। वह पत्र मोहिनी को दिया जाना था। मैंने उस पत्र को पढ़ा था। मैं आपकी अंतः प्रज्ञा को विकसित करने हेतु एक और प्रयास करने के लिए दृढ़ संकल्प हूं। मुझे इसे आखिरी बार करने की अनुमति है। मेरी वाणी, जो पहले आपके मानवीय तत्व के प्रति स्नेहशील थी, वह अब आप तक पहुंचने में विफल होगी। तो संभव है कि वर्तमान में और आने वाले समय में भी हमारा अलग होना अवश्यंभावी हो सकता है। आपके लिए मुझे दुख होता है। आपके शुष्क पाश्चात्य तर्कों एवं तार्किक बुद्धिमत्ता के हर विरोध एवं संदेह के बावजूद मैं आपके हृदय के भाव को पढ़ पाया। मास्टर कहते हैं कि मेरा मेरे मास्टर के प्रति पहला कर्तव्य है, और हमारे लिए कर्तव्य का तात्पर्य मित्रता और प्रेम से भी अधिक महत्वपूर्ण होता है। यह अटल पालनीय सिद्धांत अविनाशी जोड़ है। इस सृष्टि के गूढ़ रहस्यों को संरक्षकों ने, यानी सिद्ध संघ ने, कई सहस्र युगों से उसे बांधे रखा है। नहीं तो हमारे सिद्धांत और सिद्ध संघ की पहचान पहले से ही छिन्न भिन्न होकर वे परमाणु में बिखर गई होती। मास्टर कहते हैं कि आपकी मानवीय बुद्धि चाहे जितनी भी महान हो, किंतु किंतु दुर्भाग्य से आपकी आंतरिक प्रज्ञा मंद और धुंधली है, जो कभी विकसित नहीं हुई। इसलिए आप में आशंका उत्पन्न होती है। जब आप स्वयं को कठिनाइयों का सामना करते हुए पाते हैं, तो वह हमारे अति प्राचीन नियमों और कानूनों के कारण होती है। उनके बारे में आप नहीं जानते, क्योंकि उनके बारे में जानने का भी आपका समय नहीं आया है। ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि बाहरी भ्रामक दिखावों में आकर आपने अपने उच्चतर स्वभाव को कुचल डाला है। आप में वह श्रद्धा नहीं है जिससे आपके संकल्प शक्ति जागृत होके आपके सांसारिक बुद्धिमत्ता के खिलाफ आपको चुनौती दे सके। आपने अज्ञात गुप्त नियमों एवं तथ्यों का बोध अभी नहीं किया है। आप अभी माया के अधीन है। अतः आप शुष्क विचारहीन आध्यात्मिक तर्कों से ऊपर उठकर उस पर अपनी उच्चतम आकांक्षाओं के बल से प्रभाव डालने में अभी सक्षम नहीं है। मास्टर कहते हैं, धैर्य धैर्य, यह शब्द जो आपके हृदय में फुसफुसाहट के रूप में था, उसे आपने प्रकट होने का अवसर ही नहीं दिया। एक उदात्त उद्देश्य कभी भी अचानक से नहीं दिया जा सकता। आपको यह बताया गया था कि गूढ़ विद्या का पथ कष्टमय है। इसमें अपनी जान को जोखिम में डालकर चलना पड़ता है। अपने अंतिम लक्ष्य तक जाने वाला हर एक नया कदम खतरों भरा एवं निष्ठुर कांटों से घिरा रहता है, और जो भी साधक इस पथ पर चलने की जोखिम उठाता है, उसे सबसे पहले हजारों प्रकोपों का सामना करना पड़ता है, जो उसके अभेद प्रवेश द्वार पर नजर रखे होते हैं। उनके ऊपर विजय प्राप्त करनी होती है, तथा आपके जो संदेह, अविश्वास, तिरस्कार, उपहास और विशेषता प्रलोभन है, उन पर आपको विजय प्राप्त करनी होगी। और जिन्हें भी इस पार जाना है, उन्हें सर्वप्रथम इन जीवित वृत्तियों की दीवार को गिराना होगा या नष्ट करना होगा। मास्टर कहते हैं, इस पथ पर चलने के लिए पथिक का अंतःकरण एवं आत्म संकल्प वज्र के समान होना चाहिए, दृढ़ निश्चय से परिपूर्ण और फिर भी विनम्र और शांत सौम्य होना चाहिए। जो भी मनोविकार बुराई की ओर ले जाता है, उसे अपने अंतःकरण से बाहर निकालना होगा। मास्टर सिनेट से प्रश्न करते हैं कि क्या आप में यह सब है? मुझे लगा कि यह सब पहले से ही आप समझ गए होंगे तथा आपने अपने मन को शांत कर लिया होगा। भविष्य के घटनाक्रमों और मेरी व्यक्तिगत स्वतंत्रता के लिए धैर्यपूर्वक प्रतीक्षा करने के लिए आप शांत चित्त होंगे। मास्टर पुनः एपी सिनेट से प्रश्न करते हैं कि क्या आपने स्वयं को इस पथ पर चलने के लिए प्रशिक्षित करना शुरू कर दिया है? मास्टर कहते हैं, मैं और आप यह जानते हैं कि उत्तर ना में ही होगा, ना में ही होगा, नकारात्मक होगा। उसके लिए ना तो आपका जन्म हुआ है और ना आप अभी उस स्थिति में हैं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sushma ji. And now we open up for any discussions or contributions. So I think this is the last letter that Sinnet has received. And
Yes.
and what so obviously again one is trying to guess what Sinnet must have written to the Mahatma, and it looks like something to the tune of asking whether he can be a chela or something like that is what I think. And then also he has said some things about HPB and Alcott, which is again objectionable. So all that has, I think, led to the Mahatma saying these kinds of words to Sinnet, which does make you feel sad in a way, because Sinnet did devote his whole life after a point for theosophy. But what the masters are looking for is a certain extraordinary sense of purity of thought towards all human beings. So that
Yes.
purity of thought was missing, I guess, and that importance to that part was not being given correctly. So I don't know. I'm just guessing because I'm not able to clearly understand what could Sinnet have written which caused Mahatma to write this.
No, Bimalji, in most of the letters about it is available in our archives as well as in London Museum. There is no questions available except either 4 or 5 letters where question answer format in these letters, because question then followed by answers. But in most of the cases, most of the letters answers are available, and so by reading the answers, we will guess the question would be like this. Means here means Mahatma interfere in the election of the London laws contest between Anna Kingsford and AP Sinnet. So in that case, there was interference. Then it was just after the column incident, and the column couple almost ridiculed the letters written by Mahatma sent through HPB to Senate. All these things, Senate is also not happy. The way, particularly from the very beginning, Hume and Sinnet, they are not happy. The way Mahatma giving importance to Blavatsky, to Alcott, and also other members. So that is the reason must be something. Something Mahatma read the letter before it was sent to him by Mohini, and he given the answer to it. And in this case, why we are not fit to get the letters or get the blessings of the Mahatma? Mahatma clearly given all these instructions, and Joy Mills also in her book also mentioned the same thing. This letter is important for the members who are serious and sincere in their attempt to pursue the spiritual. So we have to know other alternative. We have to guess what would be the question, because it is we are the same of nature. If we will mark, if we see the question answer session where Radhaji was there, people always asking the same question: why Mahatma is not sending letters? Why Mahatma is not guiding as they have done that in the early formation of the Theosophical Society. All these things are because we are of human intellect, we have a human nature. So that is the reason we have with us.
Hello, sir. Namaskar.
Yes, sir.
Sir, while trading this part, we cannot go back. And another question is what kind of temptation we face in the way?
Sir, in the spiritual path, there are many instances, many stories available in Purana Shastras. If we are going back in your spiritual journey, you will fall in abyss, or you will have something misdeeds will. So here Mahatma mentioned that when you are progressing, don't think of going back. Back means so that if you go back means there is a fall, and in that you will suffer more. That is the one point he tries to tell us. So those who are in the journey, they should progress further instead of looking back. We have a very interesting story. I don't know the story of Lord Jagannath. Someone was given charge to complete the statue of Lord Jagannath. Don't open the door in between, but he opened the door and he will mark the statue of Lord Jagannath is not completed fully. So this is not same thing in a, but you will get a not a good result. Means you will here Mahatma mentioned if we following the path, proceed further. And if you will then a temptation, another thing, the temptation you will see all temptation coming from your senses. When you are pursuing the path, you have to overcome the senses. We have a five Gyanendra, five Karmendra, which is always disturbing us. Suppose one is temptation instead of joining a theosophical meeting, either online or offline, you prefer to watch a TV news, TV program in a, that is also one kind of temptation. By attending a theosophical meeting, offline or online, your unfoldment will be shortened. There is no question of any doubt on this. So temptation will bring you back. Instead of joining a theosophical meeting, you are watching because you are guided by senses. So there are many temptations. So Mahatma mentioned temptation is also most dangerous things. These are the living things. You can guess what are the temptation you are facing, one are facing, all are facing in the world also.
Thank you, sir. Followed.
Welcome, sir.
Professor Shinde is here. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. This letter is very nice, and Mahapatra has explained very nicely. You have asked a question, very deep one. Actually, why this question, why Mahatma writes like this about the human intellect is something to contemplate. Because HBB said, here
Sir, you're disconnected, I think.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Not mental sluggards. These are the terms used by HPP. Vice audible?
Yes, now
Yes.
audible.
Something wrong, huh? Yeah.
Kindly
Now
repeat again. HPB says.
HPP said theosophy is for those who can think,
Oh,
and or for those who can drive themselves to think and not mentally sluggards. So this indicates even AP Sinnet, etc. These are the scientific persons. And one of the adepts has said, modern science is our best ally. When it is said, in this sense, theosophy could be thought of as science of science, because scientific persons, they explore, think deeply, and deep thinking involves, of course, contemplation and reflection impersonally. So develop and deepen your thinking and intellect, and learn to go beyond intellect, which is not possible unless you become adept or initiate. So our limitation is, our human intellect limitation is to explore, but the inner deeper aspects can be grasped when this exploration stops. And it is grasped by only initiates and thinkers, initiates and adepts. So they have given the reason. Because we are caught in, as Pradip said, in temptations, we are caught in doubts, caught in Maya, all this. So in this sense, theosophy is science of science. Mahatma letter, it is clearly mentioned that, unfortunately, however your pure human intellect, doubts and suspicions, so that's what I am just now heard from that your letter. So, Vimalji, because of this human intellect limitation, what we have to be silent, and that is what Krishnamurti said: be free from the known. But at the same time, you must be active. You must have a learning mind, not dull mind. So this is what in this letter they insist for us to go beyond the intellect to the intelligence. That is very important, because our bhava, we can, if we think of our feelings, karta bhava to drashta bhava, that is clear seeing aspect must come. Not I am doing, I am seeing, but clear seeing, there is no I and me like this. So that
yes,
is
sir.
drashta bhava. It comes when we go beyond the intellect. That is what I think they want to tell to whole humanity, the limitation of human intellect.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I think we can close now.
Yes, sir.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha. Om Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.